And now, ladies and gentlemen, right to your hosts of Your Home, Your Money, Randy, Jackie, and Anthony.
Morning, all.
Hey,
Good morning.
we
ladies
are
and
just listing all the people for the giveaway.
Yeah.
Franco.
It's been a big turnout, right?
No,
Yeah.
no, Frank with the last name.
How's everybody
Frank.
doing? How was your Christmas?
Oh, yeah. Just kidding.
I want to thank all you guys for tuning in and subscribing to our channel on YouTube. It's been an amazing year. We've
Yep.
had lots of fun doing this, that's for sure. Randy's probably had the most fun with all those emails that you guys are sending him, swelling his head up.
That's very true. I really appreciate that.
Every Saturday morning we hear about it.
Oh yeah.
And then when he checks the emails at home, I hear about it.
Oh really now?
He's superhero Randy.
And you guys are coming through because, according to our producer, we're supposed to have a bad week last week, and we actually had a pretty good week. in
And
terms
you
of
guys,
numbers.
Yeah.
you guys came through for us big time. It was
Yeah,
it
numbers
was
should have been
surprising.
down, yet our numbers went up.
Went
and,
up. Yeah, during what was it, Christmas Eve? Thank you, people.
I think they like us.
Well, that's good.
Or you.
You like you know I like you.
No, it says, you like me, you want to
like
date me, you want to kiss me. Anybody see that congeniality? No, what was it?
Miss Congeniality.
Miss Congeniality with, what's her face? Sandra Bullock. I love her.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's good.
Tons of emails.
Yeah, we appreciate them. You have no idea how much I appreciate them. And those of you who have been sending in the emails throughout the week and stuff like that, you've been seeing me respond to them. And a number of you have also been going on and watching us on YouTube and watching some of the past shows and subscribing, which has been really awesome for us. So, now we actually have more than just one subscriber, which is pretty good. Which is pretty good. I was the lonely subscriber for a while, and now, it's
No,
quite
I
a few.
subscribed with you.
I didn't see that. And then, and we're getting a bunch of comments. So any comments that are made on any of the videos, I personally have been responding to.
Maybe some people are getting 2 responses because I have been as well.
Okay, well that's good. And
So if you got 2 responses, just ignore Randy's.
they won't know which one's mine because I don't actually say it's from me.
But it would come from, comes from the same email.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
okay, my
That's
tech
good.
savvy person here.
So, so we really appreciate that. We love the fact that you guys are chiming in. And we love the fact that, we have kind of a casual show, but we try to bring content to it as well. Try not to take ourselves too seriously. Although all the compliments I get do make my head bigger. I now wear an extra large
it can
hat,
get
which is
bigger?
really,
Oh.
which is really cool.
That's shocking.
Yeah, you know what I did want to talk about for a second here, since it is cold season, and I mean cold as in chilly. We had snowstorms and all that stuff, and a great getaway. Here's a shameless plug. We are actually part of this Barbados investment. So that's sort of like we're just sort of letting you know that there is an interest there on our side. So it's not all hands, what you call arm's length transaction, but it's hassle-free vacation ownership. And basically, you go, you buy a condo on the Caribbean Sea. So you're, going to have temperatures between 25 and 32 all year round. Very seldomly 25, very seldomly 32. Most of the time it's between 28 and 30.
27 and 29.
Yeah,
I find
28,
it. In the evening,
27,
it's a
yeah.
little less.
In the evening when you're sleeping, it's a little lower, but during the day, it's between 28 and 30. Quite excellent. And it really is an oasis. If you check it out online, we do not have the sales website up just yet. Now, we do have an internal one that we're playing around with Google. If you want a copy of that, is this big long URL, we will definitely send us an email. We'll definitely send that to you, and you can watch sort of in real time as we update the information there. But what this is this is an Azure's, azure being the color, turquoise, oasis.
Azure is the color.
Yeah.
Azure is, yeah. It's a blue.
It's a beautiful blue, like a turquoise. It's like the magazine. When you open up a magazine for an oasis, you know, the water is usually that color. It's a really strange, beautiful color, and it certainly catches the eye. It makes you feel calm right from the get-go. Well, the resort was planned all around this color because it's right on the beach. So they did the pool this color, they did the furniture this color. So when you look out, it is honestly dreamlike. So the website where you can go, and this is only to really where you book a vacation there. So it's not for ownership of the condo units, is www.thesandsbarbados.com. And so you can go there and you can see the resort and you can see what it looks like, what the rooms look like, and what's going on there. And what's really important about these units is that there are studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, and penthouses. Penthouses are 2 bedroom, and there's only 1 left of the penthouse. Are available for sale. And how it works to buy a condo hotel, so a condo hotel, but this is a condo resort, which I think is actually better than a hotel because a resort is a little bit more fun. There are a little more things to do, you know, and then being on the beach, and it's actually living a beach life, which is absolutely incredible. They've got a restaurant on the beach. They got a bar right by the swimming pool in the beach. They have a spa there, a gym there, and those kind of rooftop restaurant, beachside restaurant. And it's just a lot of fun. The studio condos start in and around the 300,000 US, 300 and change. I think the first one starts at 300,000 US actually. And that's studios. The 1 bedrooms are in around the 400,000 US. The 2 bedrooms are in around the 500,000 US. The 3 bedrooms are in around the 600,000 US. So that's an easy way to remember it. 3, 4, 5, 6. Studio 1, 2, 3. And then the penthouse is like 1.1 and change $1 million. And so you can buy this condo. And then the resort rents it out for you to make you an income. Now you can go and stay there. So now when you go to Barbados, which is, I've heard is like the New York of the Caribbean islands, it's definitely the Caribbean island that has the most infrastructure, most stable politics, low, very, very low crime rates. So it's a really excellent location. Their geolocation also is really kind of cool because it's just off the beaten path. So what it is there's a shelf where most of the islands sit on, and it's like, you know, a little pathway in the ocean where they sit, but Barbados is off of that path. And what happens is, and why that's important, is that when there's hurricanes and all that thing, Barbados is where in and around they start. Because it's off the beaten path, the geographics cause when the hot air comes, it hits the cold air surrounding the island. It lifts up high, becomes a tropical storm, and then goes on from there, and you hear about the rest of it in the news. But Barbados pretty much escapes it most of the time, which is really kind of cool about it. And basically, because it's a resort, what happened was, a little backstory here. You guys are the only ones who will know this story, but back maybe 7 years ago, 8 years ago, they wanted to build this condominium complex right there. It's on Worthing Beach, for any of you guys who know Barbados. they wanted to build a condominium complex there, but they couldn't. Government wouldn't let them because even though there was a condo complex there before, they couldn't do it because the new laws were they have to have one parking space for every condo, and a 1+ parking space for every condo. There's 87 units. It couldn't be done. And so they like, well, what can we do? So the government says, well, we have this program where if you bring in tourists money and employ like 100 people a day, then you can build the condo and you use it as a resort. And for 15 years, each owner's unit must be used to bring tourists in and support the local economy as well as employ Bajans. And so, Bajans.
Yeah.
And so they said, if you do that, we'll give you a break on your taxes, we'll give you a break on development costs, and you can build your condo. So for that reason, what that means to the owners now is that when they buy their unit, they do have to lease it back to the operator or the management to run the resort for a minimum of the 15 years. And the condo owners can only stay there 25% of the time because 75% of the time it has to be available for tourism. And that's for 15 years. And then after the 15 years, those rules no longer apply. You can live there if you want to, or you can lease it back to the operator for 25% of the time, 2 weeks, 1 week, no weeks. So it's quite interesting like that. What I really like, and this is how I would sum it up, is yes, you do make money from buying it, and that in itself is just totally awesome. But here's the real awesome part of it, I believe, is that, outside of the fact that, you can have your family vacations there and the kids coming and all that stuff, that's incredible. But you buy a condo, so let's say for $500,000, and let's say that all the governments lose their mind and we have COVID issues, and therefore it can't bring in the normal revenue that it would bring in. Because if it was able to just work and not have any of these problems, you would probably earn money. You would end up getting the condo for free. And you would have made a profit on it. But now we understand that the world is not that consistent anymore. Even if you only got half your money back, so you bought a condo on the beach, Caribbean Sea, powder sand, an absolute oasis, and you get to vacation there. And if you don't vacation there, you make money because when you stay in the unit, you can't make money. And so if you want to go somewhere else, and you're still making money from this. But even if you only make half your money back, that means in 15 years, you only paid $250,000 for this condo on the Caribbean Sea. Like, it's not like Lake Ontario. It's nothing like that. This is the real McCoy, and you would have got the condo for half price. So I think it's absolutely amazing that way to be able to, buy a $500,000 condo, but it would only cost you $250,000, and in 15 years, who knows? Could be worth $1 million at that point, and you got it for $250,000. So that's my little thing, and that's the Sands Barbados. We're going to be setting up the website for that. We just finally got the contract signed and stuff like that. So this just happened this week. So it's kind of exciting, and I'd love for you guys to join us on that journey. And that's it. What do you guys think? How'd I do off the top of my head? Huh?
Pretty short for you, actually. Under 15 minutes. All right, so thanks everyone for listening, for joining us. I'm not sure if we said it earlier, but if you want to send us an email, feel free to send it to onair@yourteam.pro, or you can watch us on YouTube. Just search for @yourteampros. If you want to put a face to the name to the face to the name, whatever the saying is. Yeah. So
awesome.
So do you want to start with the emails, I guess?
Not too many emails. we have a couple of emails. One from Kelly wishing us a happy New Year. Happy New Year to your team. Many blessings for you in 2023. Thank you very much, Kelly, and the same to you. Let's see, what else do we have? Mike.
Carl. I'm just looking at anything after.
Yeah, but some of them are just asking about the thing. We have one from Eric this morning. Eric says, Happy New Year, real estate. Sell, man, sell, but no one can afford to buy, so that sucks. Well, that is the conundrum we're in right now, Eric, with this crazy marketplace. But we'll see. 2023, I think, is going to be a very interesting year. If you've been online, some people are saying it's going to be a crash. Some people are saying it's going to stabilize. You kind of have different sides of the fence depending on which, I guess, site you look at. So I don't know. It's going to be. I'm sure Randy has a lot to say about this, but I don't know. It's going to be an interesting year considering everything that happened this year with all the rate hikes going from almost 0% to what are we at now, like 5.5?
Bank of Canada overnight rate is 4.25.
4.25. Okay, sorry. So yeah, so we've gone up pretty much exponentially in 1 year in terms of rate hikes. So and as we talked about last week, like, even though those rate hikes have happened, it does take a while for you to actually feel it in the market. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I think especially at the beginning of the year, when it's supposed to be good, the spring season is going to be, I guess, maybe a good barometer of what's to come. Seeing is, do we get that spike that we usually get, or is it going to be flat? Like, what's going to happen? So time will tell.
Okay, so then I'll quickly just say Carl, Mike, Amy, Brett, Catherine, all of these people did email in just to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Just wanted to mention that because, you know.
Yeah. Thank you.
And we had a lot of people email in about the contest, their answer.
Yeah. So, on that front, when we're on the show, it's really hard for us to be able to take in applications and add them to the wheel that we spin. So we've sort of cut it off. But the people that we did get your applications, thank you very much. And that would be Brian, Craig, Don, Dwayne, Erica, Eric, Florence, Frank, Irene, James, Jody, Karen, Kelly, Mike, Monique, Ray, and Tammy. And thank you very much. We'll be doing that job just before the end of the show, right?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we got Gail. Good sorry,
luck,
guys.
people.
Frank and Gail with Happy New Year. Happy New Year, guys.
Thank you, Frank and
then,
Gail.
The other ones are the contest. I know there was one that somebody was calling Randy the King. Anybody see that?
Anthony would have deleted that one.
Yeah,
I'm sure
I can't remember who it was.
It must have been a mistake. So, although it does seem some of our listeners may be a bit delusional or drinking the Kool-Aid when it comes to Randy.
Yeah.
I think they're spot on, personally.
Anyways, that's what the girls at the office years ago used to call him. Randy, a.k.a. the King. So I thought that was kind of funny that they emailed in and said King Randy.
Yeah, and that was interesting because even the new girls, when they came, they knew that I was
on
the
the computer.
King.
When they brought up Randy, they had it in their computer at the front desk at the office. They amused him, trust me. But years ago...
What did you bribe them with?
Okay, I'll tell you, that's what I was just going to say. Years ago, I used to be a really good wife, and I used to always pack his lunch. And he would usually give it to one of the girls at the front, would share with her the wraps and all that. And
she made good. She did me good.
Did you notice that she used to be a good wife? I'm not sure if you caught that.
She's still a good wife. I know what she means. But right now, she's way busier. She was a stay-at-home mom then, looking after our wonderful children. So, and her man. Yeah, that's right. But now, the children has grown up, and so has her man, so...
hold on.
Wait, you got
Hold on. You've grown up?
Well, in terms of not being able to get my lunches packed and everything like that.
Yeah, but you still cry and kind of carry on about it.
Yeah, okay.
Well, still, you went from baby to like toddler, like the 2 years.
Yeah, now he's
it's
like...
growing.
Now he's like, what? No food, no tea, nothing?
So we got an email from Jody. Jody says, King Randy talked about Barbados beautifully. And it was under 15 minutes.
Whoa!
What happened?
I
Happy
know.
New Year
Maybe
to all.
he's tired.
Thank you, Jody.
Don't worry, Jody. I'm just as shocked as you are. That's a first. Maybe he's growing up there too.
Maybe we should
You
enter
guys,
her
he
name in the
talks
draw
a
twice.
lot all the time, okay? Even at home.
So,
Sorry, going back to this talking thing. It's like he doesn't even breathe. Like it's like trying to get in when he's doing his thing. It's like it's harder than double Dutch.
it's circular breathing.
I don't know what it is, but I think it's a learned skill, that's for sure.
Circular breathing, like horn players, saxophone players.
So what
when
you're
they
saying is you're
do-
full of a lot of hot air.
No, when they do that, they play that instrument.
Yeah, but you
and
don't
they have
play those instruments.
And singers, they have to be able to.
So you're a singer now?
Push out the air while they're bringing in new air, and I guess I do it as I talk. So I would consider it a circular breathing skill. But here's the thing, for those of you who do want to see us on YouTube live, I believe we're on there live right now. I'm not sure. Mike would have to double check that, but that would be, when you go to your team, you punch it, YouTube, you punch in Your Team Pros.
At Your Team Pros, isn't it?
At Your Team Pros, and we should be the ones that pop up there. And then you can just go to our live feed and see what we look like. Yes. So, did you want to do some buzz there, babes?
Sure. So I have a couple little interesting buzz. One is that once again, I know I talked about this last year, but once again, Canada has just topped the list of being the best places to live in North America. And believe it or not, in North America, we are the
Top 4.
Yeah. Sorry, thanks, Ann. We are the top 4 places to live. I don't know, like Calgary just came out of nowhere. I've never seen Calgary this high on the list.
Cold.
I know, and it's number one in North America
Calgary's
to live.
pretty awesome, though. We've been there, and,
And,
it's pretty awesome.
Vancouver is number 2.
And yeah, Vancouver, you get better weather.
Toronto
So-
coming in at number 3. And Montreal coming in at number 4. Now,
That's
the
a
only thing I
surprise.
have to say about, I'm so sorry, this keeps falling on me, is that Calgary and Montreal used to be very affordable.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's maybe one reason why they've gotten up so high on the list. And I mean, and Vancouver and Toronto are just like really, they're urban, am I saying this right? They're urban cities. Like if you want, like
yeah.
mini New Yorks,
I
really.
call them
So,
metropolises.
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can see why they're up there, definitely. But I just thought that was kind of interesting.
It is quite
Yeah.
interesting. I'm surprised Montreal is so high on the list. 'Cause
Yeah, that's what because remember, Montreal was probably the last market in like the major kind of cities to go up.
go up,
It
yeah.
was very affordable right up to when everything else wasn't,
Yes.
right? And I think more people are kind of going to the outer skirts of Toronto because it's just too expensive.
You know what? Actually, I just thought of something. With the immigration numbers now going to be much higher, which is going to, possibly make our housing situation worse. But that would mean that would there be more people moving into Montreal, and you know how protective they are of their native tongue,
Yes.
and so then they're going
Is
to
that more like Ottawa though, or not Ottawa? In Montreal.
Quebec.
Quebec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Montreal like?
Okay, you say Montreal's more the melting pot of Quebec.
I haven't traveled there too much to really know, but I don't know if Montreal is where it's a big, I guess, deal.
Big deal. I like Quebec wanted to actually become their own. They wanted to separate from Canada, and so
That's more, I guess, a few years back. Recently, I
Yeah.
didn't really talk about that too much.
No.
Recently.
Well, I mean, since then, all of our major politicians have come from Quebec. So yeah, why separate if you're running things, and they get all the favors also, from that. So I think they've done well. It is a cool place in the sense, you go there, their nightlife is really good, really, really, really good. It's a fun place to go. It's, you know, I think it's just as good as downtown Toronto, personally, that way.
I haven't explored it that much, so I can't really.
Back in the day, we used to
many
travel
moons.
down there
Wow.
for,
Couldn't find any women here, so you had to go to Montreal.
we needed more. It was never not enough. You know, it was like we were young and stupid.
That's a good add-on, yes.
And there was one more thing we were, and I won't say it on air.
Okay, yeah.
But as men, you know what I'm talking about.
And the other little story I have is Canadian mortgage delinquency rate is starting to really rise.
Yeah.
And they are talking about it going up 11 basis points for 2023, which means that a lot of people are going to be having some trouble.
So decline's going to go by 11%? Like it's an
Yeah,
increase?
yeah, the delinquencies, people, the amount of people that cannot afford to keep their mortgage, which is kind of sad because,
Not 11%, 11 basis points we're talking.
you know, like the thing that's sad about it to me is that some of these people have struggled and struggled to get in the market, and now they're going to lose maybe their house, which means, you know, some of them have saved up to 100,000 to put deposits
Or
down,
200.
and it's kind of gone if they got to get out of their house, right?
Oh, go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, and the thing is, with some of the people too, like if it's a person who like just barely got in and they have to go with like say a B lender, sometimes you go with a B lender for like a year. Like if you got in a year ago with a B lender, you're paying those whatever ridiculous rates, get your credit better. Your credit's better now, and now you're probably paying the same thing you're paying with the B lender.
Yeah,
even
and you
if
were
have an A
hoping
lender.
to, downsize your mortgage a bit in a year, but yeah. So it's not,
Or entrepreneurs who, you know, with this new way of running Canada, you know, where you're bankrupting restaurants and bankrupting certain industries and propping up other industries. So those people then became wealthy. They upgraded their lives. And now reality is about to set in. Their lives are going to go back to the way it was pre-pandemic, and they're going to lose everything that they gained in that short period of time. It really is quite sad. You know, one thing that I did learn over the week is that there are a whole host of Canadians who support this move.
what move?
Yeah.
The increasing of the interest rates.
What?
Yeah, no, there's a whole host. There's two camps, and I didn't, you know, there's two camps, two distinct camps, right?
Before you go on, did you just what's what I'm looking for? Did you poll people who work with Tim Macklem?
No. Cute, but no. You know, the people who have worked their whole lives and have saved and you know, they didn't move very quickly, they moved very slowly, they moved at the speed of cash. And so those people who have, who were cash rich, and they didn't bother with the quick asset building and all those techniques that we are taught in modern day financing, that classic group, which is a good portion of Canadians, need for inflation to be protected, to rise at a very reasonable rate. Because remember, right now, I'm not going to say our government's lying to us, but I don't believe there's one Canadian that actually believes that our inflation rate is 6.2 or 6.8 or any of that. We all think it's 20 to 30%. So what that means is somebody who had $1 million in cash last year, their $1 million will only buy $800,000 worth of goods this year. So in essence, they've lost $200,000. And if the government were to allow inflation to continue at that rate, their money would dwindle down to, you know, unfair numbers. And so those people are very much in favor of doing whatever the hell you got to do to bring this down, and raising up interest rates means very little to them because they're cash rich, right? And so this environment actually benefits them. So imagine, most people right now who only have, $100,000, let's say, to go out and buy a home, and they were hoping on buying $1 million home. Well, the $1 million home now is only $700,000, and so they put $100,000 so they can have a $600,000 mortgage. Well, their mortgage is actually costing them, if they went with a variable mortgage, their mortgage is actually costing them more now than it was costing them at the $1 million purchase price back in February. So those people aren't winning, but the cash person who has $700,000 cash or $600,000 cash or whatever to go and buy that home is not affected by that. So they're not paying more for the home, they're paying substantially less. So that's why there is a camp out there, and a large camp, that actually likes this environment, supports this environment. The thing that I'm sure that they don't like was the quantitative easing process that the government did, because that really is just taking money from Canadians. How it takes money from Canadians is that the government, spends a bunch of money, creates debt, and they turn that debt into a bond. The fact that they're spending a bunch of money and turning it into a bond is going to cause inflation anyways. But move on to that. That's one negative side effect that nobody really likes. Then they take these bonds, and because the market probably won't buy them, there's just way too many of them, they consider them junk bonds at that point. The market probably wouldn't buy them. The Bank of Canada says to the banks, hey, if you buy this, we'll buy it off of you. So they go, oh, let's do it. So then they're buying this debt and then giving it to the Bank of Canada and making a profit on that exchange. So, through this auction, special auction that they have. And then, so now they even get another bonus, because as the interest rates go up, they make interest, more interest on those bonds, on that money. And so, and that's why the Bank of Canada is losing so big right now. That's why they've lost $500 million the last quarter, is because they're paying the difference in what that bond was worth when they bought it versus what it's worth now in terms of paying the interest rate. And all these little things where the government, remember there's three things in here. The government does extra debt spending, which raises inflation. That's one thing you don't like. The second thing is that through quantitative easing, they move the bond from the government to the banks to the Bank of Canada, and there's money that's exchanged there. The banks are making money there, so that's a second problem with this quantitative easing process. And then the third problem is that now that they raise the rates, the Bank of Canada is paying the difference in what the rates were at the beginning versus what they are now, which is why they're losing money. Where's that money that they're losing going to? To the banks. So who's got to pay that back? The taxpayers. And those are the three ways in which even all of us can come together. The people who are being hurt by it, maybe bought a home at the wrong time, overextended themselves, they're being hurt. They don't like that process, and neither do the cash buyers. So that's the only way that they're on board together. But the cash buyers actually like this process.
Okay.
I think we just witnessed that circular breathing right there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. But on top of that, I will say, and correct me if I'm wrong, but there is one good thing that I see that came out of the market going crazy, is that a lot of baby boomers who had their mortgages paid off, their house was paid off, no mortgage, were because of the prices of the homes going up, was able to take out a substantial amount of equity to give their kids to get a home. And I'm really hoping that all those kids that went out and bought the home with that down payment didn't overextend themselves, and they're able to hang on to their homes. And if so, then that's one very positive thing that came out of it.
Right, but we will see what happens there, because those kids are going to be facing huge increases when their mortgage comes
Yes.
due. Now, here's one thing that may save a bit of the marketplace. You know, the conversion from variable to fixed, right? So moving to the fixed marketplace as opposed to staying in the variable. The variable marketplace sucks. We have Tiff Macklin at the helm.
It sucks now.
It sucks now. Right now, it sucks really bad. And he's going to make it worse and worse and worse. But the fixed marketplace is not based off of his movement. It's based off of the bond market. And so I think it will remain stable. If not, maybe even go down. So people may have the ability to move into that product. But I definitely 100%, if I was the prime minister, which would just never happen, that would never pass into that.
You might
first,
have 4,500 votes right now.
may have 4,500, but the millions that would be needed. You know, the same, and I talked about this on the last show, the same way that they go and they protect the banks, right? Banks have a problem, a liquidity problem. They go, well, here's $1 trillion, here's $3 trillion. You know what? Spend a couple $100 million and protect the homeowners that you just went and raped. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong word. That you just went and pulled a little something on them, and now they're in big financial trouble. Protect them. Why don't you just say this? Hey, the same way you make laws for certain things in real estate, why don't you make a law and say, hey, listen, for you guys who we stress test at 2%, you're going to get a 2% more increase. And I know we've increased it more, but we're going to protect your rate. We're going to pay that difference. That's going to be a loss, let's say. So we're going to protect you. Your rate can go up to the 2%, and anything over that you won't have to absorb for the next 5 years while we're putting the economy through this horrible time.
Where'd all that money come from?
Well, this is it. They're giving the money. They gave away $522 million just now to the banks. So, like, in 1 quarter, which is $500 million, which means in 1 quarter, there's 4 quarters in a year, which means that's, what, $2 billion that they're going to be given away to the banks. They're assuming for the next 3 years.
And,
So
and
that's
on
$6
top of
billion.
that, too,
So why can't they give some
Anthony?
Canadians that they're
yes,
hurting
they also
money?
They also find millions of dollars when other, and I'm not,
Other countries.
when
and
other
stuff like that.
countries
They
have
find it, or did us
disasters.
on a ledger somewhere?
Well, either way,
Well,
we have
either
to
way,
pay
they're
for
giving
it.
it away. So
Right.
now your
And we
own
have to pay for
citizens
it.
are in trouble.
Right. But we're not going to do anything. It's just going to be painful.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. But anyways, that's just a thought. I would honestly want to protect the Canadians, especially because, and you know, if I was Tiff Macklin and I made that mistake, but again, he can't make that law anyways. It would have to be OFSI that makes it. But I'm sure you would get together and talk as a community that, hey, we were going to do this. We messed up. We told Canadians you could go out, you could be safe, go out and spend, spur the economy. We're going to make rates low for a very long time, well into late 2023. And then you caught everybody off guard, almost like, ha-ha, gotcha. And so, you know, and so if you do that, you know, get together and make a policy and apologize for what you've done and say, you know what, this is wrong. And yeah, spend a couple $100 million protecting your own people if that's
not
what it
gonna
costs.
happen. but-
There's no apologies ever.
No, there's no admitting fault.
Well, remember this, that interest charge, that when they charge, let's say they, you know, whatever their rate was at that time, it can only go up 2% because that was part of the stress test. The difference is not really a loss, it's a collection. They would normally collect that additional interest, right? So is it really a loss? They could write it off to the banks could write it off to the homeowner, and it would just be a collection. It wouldn't be that the Bank of Canada has to put out money, or OFSI has to put out money, or the government has to put out money. They just wouldn't collect that additional.
Yeah,
But anyways,
but
that's just a thought.
They would have to put on their big boy pants, and that's not going to happen. They're still in diapers. Sorry, but
It's
pull
an
up your big boy
interesting
pants
analogy.
and
Is it wet diapers that we can change, or too graphic?
Listen.
Too graphic.
I'm just saying.
A few emails have come in. One was a while back from Jake. I think this is in regards to we're talking about Quebec and Montreal. Hey, your team. Every federal election here in Canada, the Quebec Separatist Bill is on the ballot in Quebec. They try every 5 years or so. Let them go.
Oh, wow.
Happy
Yeah.
New Year. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
If that's what they want, I mean, we want people to have what they want, right?
Be weird, right in the middle. So they're separated. And they're like right where the Quebec's in the middle of beside Ontario. What's beside? What's on the other side?
I'm not
New
sure.
Brunswick,
Are they
I think?
landlocked?
Is it New Brunswick? I don't know why I feel like it's New Brunswick. The next.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it is right there. I do agree because
Yeah.
we were looking at properties there. That's for sure.
Another one from Andrew. Andrew says, "I will say it." Okay, Randy, I will say it. The government, the government is lying to us.
Yeah, and they're very good at it. They've had a lot of practice.
So they do have. They're not landlocked. They do have exposure to the United States.
Yeah, they have a
And-
border right near.
And they got they can come out the Hudson Bay, go into the Atlantic Ocean, and get anywhere they want. So, yeah.
Sorry. We have another email from Cody. Cody says the subject line is "My kids?" ?
Oh no.
Hey, your team. Take out equity on my home for my kids. F them. Let them fend for themselves. The bastards. Let them learn how to work hard. How did I tell you we love you? Oh, hey, did I tell you we love your radio show? Happy New Year.
Thank
Cody.
you.
Yeah.
That is funny.
That's the tough love
But-
route.
Yeah, I don't think that would fly in our house.
No. Our kids have kind of already taken over our house, so yeah.
But willingly, we're okay.
I don't care. I don't. No.
Willing prisoners.
Yes, we are. As long as they give me food.
Not really prisoners.
Give
We
me
want
food.
them to enjoy their lives. Our lives are close to over, so
Yeah.
we got to find.
Yeah, I was thinking about that last night after we went to bed. I'm like, holy crap. Like, you're going to be 58 next year. You're almost 60 years old. I started getting scared.
I'm like catching up to you.
Whatever. Anyways, everybody out there know I am not older than him. But anyways, like, that thought just kind of hit me. Holy 60.
There are two ages.
Good Lord, he's old. Was that what came?
Yeah, like I didn't. No, but honestly,
This is a comedian here.
I've never really related it
You think
before.
you're funny, don't you?
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to be funny. Anthony's
you're
making me
not.
laugh. I'm really not trying to be funny. It kind of did scare me because I'm like, holy crap! Maybe you got 10.
Did you go check out the life insurance policy? Make sure
You
it's
know
less-
what I'm saying?
So
Got a little
here's the
worried
thing.
there. I'm
There's,
like, wow.
there's two ages though, hon.
You're supposed to put me into retirement. and now I'm getting scared.
There is the age that you're born, and the clock's ticking, and then there's your health age.
Yes, and that's what
we
I'm
did
worried
that,
about.
And we did that on what was that program?
Randy, that was
I
like 4
was
years
the
ago.
Youngest. No, it was
That was
just
fo-
recently. It
Randy,
was
that was
7
before COVID.
Yeah, that's not 40 years ago.
I said 4.
Okay, so 4 years ago, I
40.
was rated at 35 with physical health based on that thing.
You know
and
what?
you were rated older than yourself. I was rated younger.
I got a lot of
So
issues though.
Think about
Not in my head either.
it.
But I think I'm going to get.
Now isn't it
I'm
time
getting
to
the
admit.
kids to get that back out,
Yeah,
and we're
get
going
it
to
back
see.
out.
We're
Exactly.
going to get
It's
that
like a
We Fit. We
Nintendo-
Fit.
We
Nintendo?
Fit.
Yeah, We
No,
Fit.
It's We Fit, and then you go on it, you do a couple of their tests or whatever, and my age was 35. And Jackie, I was like 10 years younger than what I actually was. You were older than what you actually are.
Are you sure
so,
about that? I can't remember.
oh yeah, of course you can't remember. Of course you can't.
Is it anywhere in writing? Because I'm not.
Well, we can do it
recalling
again.
That.
We can do it again. So,
I can only imagine the scene that would have happened during as that was going on.
Damn, it's like Monopoly. I'm not allowed to play Monopoly in our
Gee,
house anymore.
No, we
They
don't.
make up their own rules
No,
when
we
they
don't.
play,
We play
and
by
then
the rules.
I get upset
She
and
gets-
they kick me out.
She gets mad because I'll do an exchange with the kids. right? Because I can't exchange anything with her because she doesn't care. She's not playing to win. She's playing to you lose. So I'm not giving you nothing. I'm not giving you nothing. I don't trust you. Okay. So we play the game and I look and say, oh, you need a yellow. I'm gonna yellow. And I look and I say, okay, well, what would be a good trade for the kid? So and then I do a trade and she gets so mad. She gets up, starts grabbing the cards.
Oh, that is not true.
You're not allowed to play.
That is not true.
And she doesn't like the fact that I always win. That's the other thing you don't like.
Okay, so on to the next story.
You should play Monopoly Deal.
No Monopoly going on.
So then she went and got this Express Monopoly where there's no skill. You just pop a button, you move. It's dumb. It's a 5-minute game with no mental.
Hello, it was for a car. It's called Travel Games.
It's called dumb. And a ripoff. You buy it and it ends up in the garbage.
No, it doesn't. We still have it.
That is like quantitative easing. You put your money there and then it ends up in the garbage. So, that money went on to another place and brought no joy to your life. Quantitative easing for games.
It doesn't bring joy to your life if you lose. You are really come on. Anyways, let's go. We're not going to get in there.
Let's do it. Let's do it. It's different. When you see, this is the thing that you don't realize. When someone never loses, it's a foreign feeling if it ever were to happen. So I would agree with you. I would not. I would not take it well.
What did you do? You're spinning the contest?
Accident. No, we'll re-spin it. So it, these are people clapping to my joke.
He's got a clap recorded. I'm kidding.
So yeah, it just took a little while.
Got to keep the confidence up.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So anyways, my third story was kind of sparked by, we had a friend reach out to us on the weekend trying to rent their basement, not having any luck. So they're like, hey, can you guys help us out? We're done with this. We don't want to have anything to do with it anymore. So I was showing a basement apartment for our friends in Markham last night, and a really nice lady just got transferred from Etobicoke up to Markham for her job. And we were talking, and I said to her, I said, so are you, and she doesn't drive, I said, so are you commuting right now from Etobicoke to Markham, right? And she said, I did it for 2 months. And she couldn't handle it. She had to get up at 3 a.m. to leave to make it to Markham for 6 a.m. So it was almost like.
What, she gets up at 3 to get there for 6?
Yeah. Because it's a train, and Markham bus transit is not like Toronto, okay? They're like half an hour. If you miss it, you're waiting half an hour to get another one. So she said, right now I'm renting a room and looking. She's been looking for a place for a couple of months since she's been renting this room. And she's not having very much luck. And I said to her, I said, if you don't mind me asking, how much are you paying for the room? I almost fell on the floor. I know it's bad out there, but she's paying $1,200 for a bedroom.
Wow.
But she does have her own bathroom. So that's kind of so she has a bedroom and a bathroom. Everything else in the house is shared. And she is paying $1,200. So this kind of sparked me last night. I thought, this is ridiculous. So I got on, started, researching and looking up stuff. And
you're looking for a place to live for $1,200? Was that it?
No, I was looking for you. Now
I was asking.
But
I want to ask you another question.
Going.
Okay, but you.
Circular breathing again.
You said you almost fell on the floor. Coordination issues, you were talking about age, and we're really concerned about you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, go ahead.
You're the one that has the knees give out on you. So there's this thing, and the title is half-bedroom rentals are becoming a thing in Toronto. Has the rent prices soar?
Oh, you share a bed?
No, look at this picture.
Share a bedroom.
Share
a bedroom.
I don't think people can.
3 beds in a bedroom?
I can't make it bigger, but yeah, one of the pictures. So basically, these what they call room dividers. These little fold-up long
piece
things.
Down the middle of the king-size bed.
I'm telling you, people are renting out half a bedroom. So you are sharing a bedroom with a stranger. And they are paying, get this, anywhere from $700 to $1,000 to share a room, a bedroom. So you're sleeping in the same room, sharing spit, sharing air with a stranger for $700. And you know why? Because when they go and try to rent a one-bedroom apartment in downtown Toronto, in some cases, it can run you up to $2,500. So people can't even afford it. So renting a room, think about it. If it's $1,200 in Markham, with the bathroom, how much is it downtown Toronto to rent a singular room? So this is actually happening where people are putting up dividers. I've seen some photos where there is a sheet separating the bedroom in half. There was one where there was 3 beds in it. There was no separation at all. So people are resorting to this because putting out $700 a month is way easier than putting out $2,000 a month for nothing, right? So
and you get a roommate, right? Some people are social and they'd rather have a roommate.
It would work for you.
Well, it would depend who the roommate is. It really would.
I don't know. I just think it's absolutely nuts out there right now, guys, and I don't think it's going to get any better.
It's not going to get
because
better.
What are all these people when people have to sell their home because they can't afford their mortgage? What are they going to be doing?
They're going to be renting a home for more money.
Yeah. So start renovating your basements because there's going to be lots of people looking.
This is very true.
In a basement, you get what, 6 beds down there?
I don't know if I would open up a tenement, but definitely renovating your basement.
Right now, it might be a good idea.
The government is 100% on board for those second units right now.
A line of credit to, you know what? I mean, there's people getting $2,000 a month for a basement apartment.
It's crazy time.
So I mean, maybe that's how you subsidize your home and keep yourself not losing it.
Right, and start preparing now because the time is going to come.
Yeah, there's many people that I don't want to share it, the noise, whatever. But you know what? If that's what you got to do. To keep what?
I always laugh at those situations where someone says, "Well, I don't want to live in a house and rent out my basement because I don't want anybody else to live in the house." And they're in a condominium.
What?
There's people beside them, above them, below them, all over the place, and they don't want anybody living. And I'm thinking, okay, so that's your reason for not buying a home, but. Yeah.
Well, in their defense, with condos, the separation, the noise separation is much better.
Yeah.
In my house right now, we don't rent out the basement, but if there's a bedroom down there and our kitchen's above it, so you can kind of hear everything, right? So.
Yeah. No, I agree that there are some drawbacks, and which could depend on how you renovate it, could really help to reduce. But it's more the fact that right now, you're going to live somewhere for the next 20, 25 years. And the same problems that we're going through right now, where we had, price escalation, price de-escalation, adjusting and going up and down throughout time, it's going to happen. It's been happening since the beginning of time, and it's going to continue to happen. So, if the affordability is really hard, you would then say, well, no, I'd rather stay in this condo or this apartment and pretend you're having no one live around you, versus try to get yourself a property that you can have a second income so that you can afford it, so that in 25 years you can have something, because 25 years of renting in that apartment is not going to assist you in any way.
And there's also companies out there, construction companies, bigger ones that renovate basements and stuff, that will actually even do a payment plan with you where you can give them half the rent even for X amount of time to pay them back. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there's many ways to
they pop out of the woodwork every now and then.
Yeah,
I think they've all gone under now, though.
Possibly. Yeah. Can imagine how many delinquent accounts they have, but yeah.
Before we get to the end of the show, we have a few minutes left. We have one more email came in from Shane. Erica as well. Erica was saying thank you from she received her gift card. So I'm glad that you got it, Erica.
And she's in the new draw.
Yes, maybe go for a twofer. But we have one came in from Shane. Shane says, "Hey, sharing a bedroom is effed. Thank our federal government for all the people we keep Thank our federal government for all the people we keep bringing in this country. They need to stop limit the immigration, even if temporary. We need to get the housing under control first, and then admit the 100,000 people a year that they want. This is nuts. How much?
450.
Not 100. Yeah.
450? So again, I haven't been following this. How much have we been bringing in before? Like
250.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the majority of them stay in Toronto.
Well,
in Ontario.
Yeah, a good
yes.
share of it. Yep.
Yeah.
The biggest share.
So they want to bring in almost 500,000 people a year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but one thing is that we do have to understand if we don't bring in this 500,000, do you have any idea what's going to happen to our tax rates? Like, we need them. We need them to share the debt burden. This is the problem. This is what the problem is. We need them to be, you go out and you work and you have to pay taxes on the money you work. And then you go and you buy bread and stuff and you got to pay taxes on that. Well, I don't know about bread, but you got to pay taxes on the stuff that you buy. The government needs this money. If they don't get it at the rate that they were spending, they're going to have to charge us. And they're going to start to do silly things like charge you on your house and, make 70% of your income. It's going to go crazy.
Well, it's just crazy considering we have 30 million people in the country and we're bringing in 500,000 per year. That's
Looks like you got a few emails.
No, these are all what he did. They're just, I don't know why they're just coming.
All right, we got a few minutes left, so
we got to do the
draw. Yeah, but do you got more emails?
Nope, that's it for emails.
Okay, cool. So if you can share the screen here, Mike. So this is everybody that came in. I actually saw come through on Jackie's phone. Tom had said...
Okay, screen is shared.
Thank you. Tom had said that he sent to his in. That was the only person during the show that I saw sent in something. So I added his name because it was quite easy to do while I was going. And now we're going to shuffle up the names, give them 3 shuffles.
And Craig. Oh, you did add Craig too.
Oh, add Craig? Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm adding you, Craig, right now.
And Tommy Y.
C-R-A. Craig is in here already.
Craig Jones?
I don't know. Whoops. You're not supposed to say last name. A. Okay. So Craig J. And who else?
Tommy Y. Tommy Y.
Okay. Okay, so we have, okay, so we're going to shuffle up these names. We've just added those 2, and we're going to run the draw. And let's go full screen. Are you ready? Tom,
who just got entered.
Oh, he just got entered, eh?
Right?
Oh, wow. Congratulations, Tom.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Tom. You are the winner. Way to go. You sent your thing in. Now, just to be fair to people, it is going to be difficult to get your name in while we're on the show. So if you can kindly respond to them earlier, so to make sure that you make it in this case, fortunately we could. So Tom is the winner of...
$25 Amazon gift card.
Yay, Tom. Way to go, my friend.
And everybody loves Amazon, so...
taking over the world.
I don't know about everybody.
Man, they're popping up everywhere now. Like,
I agree.
There's 2 in Whitby. There's one South Whitby, an Amazon distribution center. And then I was driving north on the road the other day, and I'm like, what the heck? Here's another one they're building in north. So, I mean, it's phenomenal, right?
It's crazy. It is now 12 o'clock. Do the last one and call us out.
Sorry, 12 o'clock, we have to go, but this is from Tommy Y. Randy, what rock do you live under? I work for social services here in Ontario, and over 75% of these immigrants do not work, pay taxes, or contribute to the economy. And in fact, all of us are supporting them with our social service programs. do your research. It's a broken system. I like
Okay,
it.
fair
You
enough.
better research this week then.
Fair enough. Well, this is the philosophy I'm told. That's the reason they're being brought in. But if that's what's happening, Tommy, my understanding is that Canada has a really good immigration system and that they bring in a lot of very skilled people. As a matter of fact, now, Tommy, I am definitely agreeing with you because you see it. So I don't see it. But what we do see is we see a lot of immigrants buying houses and not cheap houses. They're coming here, they're getting $150,000, $200,000 jobs. Working in computer engineering, and they're all immigrants, these guys. As a matter of fact, it's in waves. So I won't, get into nationalities, but we see it. We'll have a wave of a particular nationality buying up the homes here,
especially in Durham,
and then another wave of another nationality doing it. So we sort of see the other side of the coin that you see, but we appreciate that.
We don't see his side.
We don't see that side at all because they're obviously not looking for homes.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you, Tommy, for that. Good way to end the show.
Tom.
But again, thank you, ladies and gents, for joining us this week. Happy New Year to all of you guys who are here with us.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Yeah, and if you want to send us an email during the week, send it to onair@yourteam.pro. And as always, it's been your home, your money, and our lives on realityradio101.com. Have a great weekend.
Bye for now. What rock do I live under? What?
Thank you for listening to Your Home, Your Money with your hosts, King Randy, Jackie, and Anthony, right here on Reality Radio 101.